a simple spinal twist, a Matsyendrasana position, right? So I'm going to trace, you see how I've got my shin here, I can trace her foot right down my shin and catch her foot with the side of my foot. So again, you see it's such a supportive position that I hardly even need to be here in order to get this. So Kim gets to enjoy the spinal twist, right, and during the process of the transition. And I'm just gently taking her over, and I might let her hang out here for a little while, or I might even scoot in a little closer and give her a little bit of weight in that twist. We will do the twist later in the sequence, so I'm not really going to teach it a lot now, because it will come up later in that sequence. And then I'm going to bring her arm across. So once I brought the knee to the mat, all I have to do is bring the arm across, and you see she's very easily on her side. Okay. So other little things we'll do once we're set up here is I'll offer her a pillow. So it's nice to have it's nice to have like a small pillow. You don't need a real thick one here, but like a thin pillow, because it helps to keep the neck aligned, and we will do a little bit of stuff with the neck later on in the sequence. And then I'm going to check the position of her legs. So I want two things. I want to have this long leg really in line with her body, and you can see right now it's a little bit crooked. So very easy to make that adjustment. All I'm going to do is sit back behind the leg, bring it towards me, lay it back down. Okay, see how simple that is? Okay, so it's very simple to make that adjustment. It's just leaning it back. That brings that leg right in line with her body. And that way when we come in to work on the leg in a moment, I'm going to have access to that whole inner leg line. Yeah? And the other thing we want to check is just for this perpendicular thigh. Right? Her thigh is really perpendicular to her torso and not at another angle, okay, which it already is. And then we're set up to begin the side lying. So the hello stretch, again, this next little bit is going to seem very easy because it's the same thing in another direction that we've already done a number of times earlier in the sequence. So we're going to begin with the hello stretch. I'll have bottom hand over the heel, top hand very close to the groin, and I'm going to bring my shoulders over the body, lean into the arms. Again, the weight's coming from my belly, and I'm compressing first and then elongating. So I'm bringing length to that meridian. So now we're on that meridian right on the inside inseam of her pants. Now the pants will not always fall right on the meridian, so you want to be aware of that. We're going to be right directly on that side face, right, of the inner leg. So I give her that hello stretch, and then I've got my palm walk. So again, I can do either that pattern where we come down and we go all the way back up, we come all the way back down, right, like we did the first day, or I can do that pattern like we were playing with yesterday, where we come in toward the center, still working same way from the belly, with those soft hands, elbows straight, come out to the ends of the limb again, coming back in, and then one hand chasing the other, following down all the way to the foot. Okay. So here's the one thing that's different in this sequence. We did 2 ankle torques when we were doing the legs the other day, and then we also did 2 wrist torques. All 4 of those were exactly the same thing, right? This is the only one out of the group that's different. In this one, I'm going to lean down with both hands. So I can have my hands either direction, okay, either crossed or uncrossed, but I'm taking both the heel and the toes toward the mat.
Stretch the plantar.
So we're stretching, we're stretching the arch of the foot.
Arch.
Yeah, the arch of the foot gets a nice stretch here. Yeah. So either way you have the hands works equally well here. Okay. So just make a note of that one is a little bit different from the rest of that pattern. Yeah. And then we'll come into ankle rotations. So I'm already behind the leg. I'm just going to bend her knee, find a comfortable place where her shin can rest on my thigh, so that I can very easily, just like in these other techniques, I can provide some mother energy here. I'm stabilizing with this hand, but I'm not going to grip in an uncomfortable way. And then I'm going to rotate the ankle. It's very easy to hold the foot. I can even hold it without gripping if I put her toenail here in the center of my palm, her big toenail. See how I can stir the ankle without even gripping onto the toes? So try that when we practice today, and it's okay if you have a little bit of a hold, but we'll play with even can you do it without even gripping the toes. So her toes are getting stimulated here, right? The toe is getting folded back and forth, and you can also see the whole ankle going through its range of motion. And of course we can go both directions, and we can go through a variety of textures here. So with any of these moves that we're doing repetitions like this, write down this acronym for yourself. It's DITS. DITS is the 4 letters, okay? And that means duration. The D is for duration. So that means we're going to do it for a long time, right? We're going to do it for long enough that her body has a chance to really benefit from the heat, to benefit from the energy of the movement, and just for her subconscious to really let go. Okay? The I stands for intensity. So the intensity is I can go very firm here, really take her to the edge of her range of motion, right? So she's going as far as she can go in every direction, and she feels a firmer stretch, right? Or I can go more lightly through that range of motion. Okay. The tempo I can vary, so it can be a quick, T is the tempo. It can be a quick rhythm, very, very slow, very mesmerizing rhythm. And it's great to vary all these things, you know, each time you do these movements. And then the S is still point. So after all this movement, coming back to stillness, giving her body a moment to absorb all of that energy that's been moving. Yeah? So every time we do these, you know, repetitive movements, we can use that acronym. The next one is the palm compressions, or the elbow compressions, I'm sorry. The elbow compressions to the sole of the foot. So all I'm going to do is, let me double check this, I'm sorry. I'm going to use the opposite leg. So I'm going to slide this leg in so that my knee is right behind Kim's knee. And I'm going to slide her foot up so that I find a nice comfortable contour here. So what I'm looking for, just like all these other positions, I'm looking for a comfortable bed, basically, that her foot can lie into. And you can see when I find the right spot, her outer foot's going to rest very comfortably on that sort of crease of my leg, and I'll have this arch contouring this sort of rounded front of my body, right? So her leg can lay very comfortably here without me even doing anything. And again, I might use my hand for mother energy just to keep the leg a little bit firmer. And the elbow is going to be doing the work, so the point of this same side elbow. This is like a sewing machine movement. So what I'm going to do for stability is I'm always going to be sinking into the center of my own thigh. And this is the movement without her foot in there. I'm going to sink, get some weight, so I'm compressing, and then I'm going to roll over her arch by bowing my whole body forward. So you can try it on your own thigh now. So you're planting your elbow down in the center of the thigh and then rolling your whole body forward to create that weight, okay? So when we do it with the foot, it's going to be the same thing, but instead of going out towards her toes and out towards her heel, which especially if you have Suzanne's husband whose foot is this big, right? When we get out toward the toes, we're going to be creating some uncomfortable energy there, right? We're going to move the foot like the fabric moves on a sewing machine, right? The needle stays in the same place and the fabric moves. So I'm going to use this other hand to move her foot so that I can get these varying positions, okay? So I'm going to sink and roll, sink and roll, sink and roll. So you see that bow, again, coming from my belly, the whole body's involved. I'm going all along the arch. You know, not really so much onto the heel, not really so much onto the toes, but all along the arch. And what we're looking for is that natural transition. And it's because she's a spa owner, her feet are so clean that you don't even see it, right? And when you look at most people's feet, there's a little bit of a color difference, right? Our arch is very white, and then we're a little more yellow or beige, you know, or whatever our skin tone is around that outside edge of the foot.